Hello, my name's Ashley Norman. My presentation is on budgetary slack. I've decided to talk about why you should overcome budgetary slack and how this can be done. So as we all know, budgets are very important in every single business, from their day-to-day operations to their yearly projections. It's very important to know where you stand on your budget and how much money you have left. So some different kinds of budgeting that become very popular are participative and devolved. They're kind of the same thing. So they involve lower management in the budget making process. And this just involves maybe a little bit more accurate of a number because they may have more information. They're the ones dealing with the budget and that are dealing with the production of whatever you're producing. So with participative budgeting does come a negative, and that is budgetary slack. Budgetary slack is just not very good for companies. It's considered unethical in most situations. I'm going to read a quote on budgetary slack just because I don't want to butcher it. It says, budgetary slack is defined as the financial and other resources controlled by a manager in excess of the amount optimal to accomplish his or her objectives. For example, overstated expenses, understated revenues, or underestimated performance capabilities. So basically, budgetary slack is just building a cushion into the budget in case something were to happen or just so that you know you can meet your goal. Budgetary slack skews financial projections. It can be very harmful to a company. If their revenue projections are not correct, it will affect every other facet of their business. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the skewed financial projections and the different ways that this can be done. So overestimating expenses, just like it sounds, it's just estimating a higher amount of expenses. And the overestimating expenses and underestimating revenues will have the same effect. It will lower your net income, which could be harmful to the company just because they may be budgeting off of the net income. They want to hit a certain amount, so they're producing a different amount, or they're paying people a lower amount, so their expenses are lower. And it can just really affect how the company builds their budget. And the two methods that I chose to focus on that can help reduce and overcome budgetary slack are building a positive budget attitude and maintaining a balance of centralized and decentralized control. So creating positive budget participation comes from the top down. The top managers are going to have the biggest influence on all of the employees. It's very important for them to have a positive attitude towards budgeting. It's also very important for them to review and teach their employees the importance of a budget because some employees may forget or they just may not know the importance of a budget. And it's important to note that there's an inverse relationship between the attitude towards budgeting and the attitude towards budgetary slack. This means that if someone has a positive attitude towards budgeting, they're most likely to have a more negative attitude towards budgetary slack. And this is just because they have an understanding of the importance of budgeting, so they don't feel the need to build the budgetary slack into their budget. And then the second method is maintain a balance of centralized and decentralized control. And this just means that employees need to have a say and the upper management still needs to be in charge. So this can be done by allowing employees to have a say in the budget to help create the budget. Participative and devolved budgeting are great tools, but it does need to be monitored, and it can be monitored by the upper management holding the employees accountable for the financial decisions that they make and the financial consequences that come about. So in conclusion, it's just very important to be aware of budgetary slack and to know how you can change the effects of budgetary slack. Thank you very much. Have a good day.